you've got your holes punched in your book on both sides. So you could do this one of two ways. You could take some fabric, leftover scrap fabric, however you want to do it, and you just want to measure how you want it to fit. If you want to go all the way like this, go right ahead. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you probably want to leave about 1 or 2 inches to fold in, so you can, oops, got all kinds of stuff in the way here, so that you can overlap it. So I'm just gonna cut relatively straight, not worrying about being perfect right now. So now you would have your book cover, obviously, excuse me, your keepsake binder cover. Okay, that's gonna be a good size. Okay, but for me, for this book, these are not the colors that I'm gonna use. And you're gonna wanna use your Mod Podge. So I'm just gonna open it up like this. And the fabric that I had kind of pre-selected, it's really pretty. I like it. And I found there's an image on there. Oops. And I like that. So I'm gonna just cut off enough to fit. And then we're gonna Mod Podge this down. I love Mod Podge. It's like my favorite. Okay, so I'm gonna cut up a little bit more here. I just wanted these two ladies to be on the front. So I'm gonna go ahead for the book cover. You could use a brush or you could use a sponge, whichever works for you. And I'm just gonna put just a good clean coat on there. Just gonna coat this down because you just want it to stick, and you don't want your glue to be too thick because then it's gonna bubble and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about the holes because you're gonna just poke right through those. And there are some little studs that you can put in there to if you want it. Let me not even get into that part. That's a whole nother video. So as you can see, I'm just putting my Mod Podge all over the place. Okay, got it on this side. And some there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my piece of fabric and I'm just going to line it up to the top, I think. Okay, and just smooth it out. Smooth it all the way out. You can use your hands, you can use the back of a ruler, whatever works for you. But you just want it to be smooth. Okay. And then I'm gonna open this up on the inside. And just gonna put some glue here, some Mod Podge on here. And here, because we want this to wrap around the edge real nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fold that in, press it down, just fold in this side. I could have trimmed that, and I should have, but it's okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of the Mod Podge here, because when I fold this over, I want it to fold over nicely. Okay, I don't want it hanging off the edge, so let me get some more. Just gonna turn this edge all the way in, like that. And more Mod Podge, more. You can be a little messy at this stage because you're gonna embellish this with all kinds of pretty stuff when we get to that point. So I'm put a little more Mod Podge. Whoop. I put a lot of Mod Podge out of there. So, okay. So that's the beginning for our cover. Nice, right? Okay. So that's nice. Okay, I think I'm gonna go the same way for the back. And oops, I'm gonna have to wait and let this dry because otherwise it would stick together. Let me see, do I have anything? Yeah, okay, I will stick this little thing in the middle because we're gonna keep going. So that'll just keep the two inside pieces from sticking together. So more glue here, more Mod Podge here. I haven't quite decided what I'm gonna do the trim, the book binding, the spine of the book with yet. But you'll find out as soon as I do in a minute. Because this one I'm kind of doing as I go along. I know it's a lot of work for just a bunch of greeting cards, but greeting cards are special. Somebody took the time to send them to me or to you. So you want it to look, you may as well, you know, put them someplace nicely. Yeah, let me go a little bit more this way. Because you got to leave yourself enough room. You got to leave some overhang here. And yeah, okay, that'll work. So I'm just going to cut off the excess. Actually, just trim around. And I don't know if I want to keep that dark part for the other side yet. So I'm just going to take that part off. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and smooth this down. And then I think I can fold this in. Yep, I can fold that in on itself. And now I can work on this other side. Okay, so see, it doesn't take long. The hardest part is going to be waiting for it to dry so that you can keep working on it. In the meantime, while you're waiting for it to dry, what you can do is hole punch all your greeting cards. Yeah, you could use that. Okay, so we got that. So we're gonna turn this in, tamp it down. Remember, sometimes you gotta put some extra glue, Mod Podge here on the edge. Want to bring this in. More. Go ahead, put some more Mod Podge on it to keep it down. Now in this inside section, you can put more fabric or you could do craft paper. I'm not quite sure yet which. So, need a little bit more here. Sorry. A little bit more here. And we're going to turn this in. And you can pull your fabric a little bit taut. So, it'll be nice. So, got this corner hanging off the edge. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. Well, okay. A little bit of a messy project. So now we've got this side done. Pretty. I haven't decided if I'm going to Mod Podge the outside yet. So I'm just not. So let me pause right there for a moment. Did I get that on there? Yeah, I did. And, oh, I could use this for the binding. So we'll see. Be right back. Okay, so let me show you where we're at now. We've kind of got the book together. It's still a little wet. I had some of this real pretty burlap ribbon that I put on, but I'm gonna put this down with a hot glue gun. But for now, let me leave this alone because it's still, the glue is still damp. See, I think I can hold it this way. But the book is just about done. So I know you can't see the holes, but I can feel them in there. So I will just take a little X-Acto knife and go through those when all this is dry. So I would definitely recommend giving it about, 24 about 24 hours or so before you start putting your stuff in there. And like I said, this part I'm going to use the hot glue gun to glue that down because it's not sticking the way I want. And then we'll take it from there. And on this side of the fabric, I don't know if you can see that, I used the Mod Podge. I didn't put any Mod Podge on the fabric on the front, but I just laid it on there as you saw in the earlier video. So we're going to leave this here to dry. And we'll be back. We're going to go punch holes in all the cards. And we'll be ready to maybe embellish it a little bit more. Or we'll kind of sort of be done. Cool project, right? Okay. So you can see, as you can see now, we got the book done. But because I put glue and this burlap isn't sitting down real well, I'm going to just take the hot glue gun to it and hot glue it down so it'll stay down together. But it came out really nice so far, if I do say so myself. Now let me show you, I did something different with the cards. Okay, I took some ribbon and I punched holes in all of the cards and I started putting them in. So running the ribbon through it. I did that because I didn't like the way the rings were working on it. But as you recall, remember, because you covered this with fabric, it closed up the holes a little bit. So you could just take a pair of scissors and you can just, when you find the hole, just kind of like push it all the way through and that'll be fine. Now, you could add to these openings some rivets that will, those are those little round things that go in that be like a little metal thing. And maybe I'll show you how to do those in another video. But I want to keep it as simple as I can for this, that you could probably make this at home with a lot of the supplies you have on hand. Or stuff at the dollar store. It's not going to cost you a fortune. So I took the hole puncher and I put holes into all of my cards. So now I'm just going in. Oh, I sized my cards up and I put all the envelopes at the back, or the envelopes that I still had. Because, you know, sometimes you get greeting cards and you don't save the card because you know who it's from. So then I'm just going to thread the rest of these cards through one by one. And once you get all the cards in here, which I'm not going to bore you with, but then I'll do that off camera and come back and show you the finished product. And then we're going to run the ribbon through the holes that are here. So I'm going to set this aside. I know I'm skipping around, but the glue gun, it's finally hot. And I'm just going to show you, just going to put a little bit of glue in here. And because you know I'm always burning myself with hot glue, I'm just going to take my ruler and press it down so that part won't be sticking up anymore. Ta-da! Easy peasy. So once again, I'm going to put some glue on this part that's sticking up. And I'm going to take my handy dandy ruler and just mash that down. I could do this with my hand, but you know, glue is hot and it hurts when it sticks to your hand like that. I'm going to do a little more in here because I really want this to stay down. Okay. Then we're going to do the other side, see where it's sticking up. And as you can see, it's coming up a little bit. It's not doing that anymore on the other side, that's for sure. So I'm going to put some more glue on the inside of here in that little seam. Put plenty in there. And I'm going to take my ruler and just mash it down in place so it'll stay. Cool way to do this without burning yourself. Some in here. And I'm going to decorate this a little bit more. Okay, need some in here. If you see it coming up now, now's the time to fix it. We're going to reload with the glue gun here. And just going to press that down. Oh, looking really nice already. Okay, so now I'm going to do the back. More glue in here. More glue. Do more in there. And okay, so we got lots of glue in there. Okay, so that's fine. And we're just putting glue here to keep this accessory that I added from, excuse me, embellishment that I added from popping up. And if your glue gets a little cold, you can just kind of push the tip of the glue gun in there. That will warm it up for sure. Like that there. So I want all this to lay nice and flat. So, okay. So we got all of that in there, done. Now, as this glue cools and dries, I'll just take off the little excess pieces. Now, yep, there's going to be some shiny bits that you might not like, but you can just kind of take your glue gun if it's hot and remelt that a little bit and just pick it off, peel it off. It'll be fine. So we'll just take that off. We'll get that off shortly. Okay, so now I've got this, the edge of it all nice and pretty. So all things are looking good. So now I'm going to go finish working on my cards, and then we'll get all these cards in here and you can see what the semi-finished product looks like. And I say semi-finished because even though you're going to put all your cards in there, it's never going to be finished because you might add more to it. Or this might be the type of greeting card keepsake book that you just keep one set of cards in and then you do something different. Oh, and let me show you. On the inside, this is where I put the Mod Podge. On the outside, I didn't. So it makes the color a little more vibrant. So I may go back and put some Mod Podge on here. We'll see. Okay, so I'm just going to set this here, leave it alone. I'm going to go finish working on my cards, getting them all lined up. And we'll be back in a minute to show you the finished product. Okay, so I just wanted to show you, I got the journal finished and it came out really, really cute. So we've got all the greeting cards and the envelopes in there, and I think it's really nice. Now, what I did with the hole punch, I basically, let me see if I can turn this around to the back. I took a piece of ribbon and ran it through the 2 holes in the back of the book. Then I just weaved the ribbon through each card. And then that way you can open up each card. Let me see. That way you can open up each of the cards and look at them and have great memories, pleasant memories. And then if you want, what you can do is you can set your book, store it on a bookshelf, or you could put it back in a drawer. But now that you've gone through all this trouble to make it so pretty, what you're probably going to want to do is display it. But I think it came out really, really nice. I need to straighten this up in the back, this piece of ribbon, and I may add a few more doodads on it. And then if I want to add more cards, because I put the ribbon on the front, I would be adding more cards. I just untie this bow and put string more cards through the inside. So that's it. Easy peasy, right? And such a sweet project. You could even make this as a gift for somebody. Loving it. Thanks for watching. Bye.